All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining in on another episode of Forex Friday Night Forex and Chill. It's Friday, March 29th, 2019. Um, First, I would like to thank you all for your patience tonight. A lot of you know my brother. He's a six-figure trader on our team here. And his father passed away this week. Our mother's been in the hospital for a week. She just got out. She's dealing with surgery. She wasn't able to attend the funeral, and I rushed across states to get here and play the piano and sing. So just send positive vibes and prayers our way as our family deals with, my mother's illness, as well as my brother losing his father this week. But I just thank you all for being here. The purpose of Friday Night Forex and Chill, when I first started learning to mark up charts and learn market structure, there were a group of us that started jumping on Friday nights and just hanging out from 9 o'clock at night until about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just marking up charts. And it started growing, and we're like, hey, we recognized a pattern that a lot of people were being taught strategies where they were being dependent on indicators. So we wanted to change that. We wanted to teach people market structure so that the only thing you need when you go to make a trade are your eyes. Your eyes are the best tools that you will ever have when it comes to Forex. And if you use a strategy or an indicator, there's nothing wrong with that. But learning market structure is going to take all that to another level. Once you learn market structure, those strategies or those indicators all of a sudden make sense, and we use them as confluence. Or confluence is when there's multiple indications that this trade is about to happen, as either a buy or a sell or a pullback. So thank you all for joining. We're going to teach some basic market structure. Then we're going to have a special guest on tonight. He studied under Stevenson Lindor. He's getting his own IML channel starting this week. He's going to come show us some patterns. And then we have Mahogany, who's on my team. She's going to close us out with some mindset. And we just ask that you keep muted while people are presenting, but don't hesitate to type questions in the chat, or when we get to the question and answer session, to unmute yourself and ask a question. So coming up in June, we have US 30 Boot Camp Reloaded with Cam, who's a 7-figure trader, Dr. Kathy, and myself. I will be teaching market structure. The market structure can be applied to the US 30 or any other currency pair or commodity, anything that you trade. And we will be trading live. So if you attend this boot camp, be ready to trade live. We're going to call it a paid vacation. We have oceanfront views for the week. We secured a very nice venue. And for more information, just hit me up or one of them later. So now I'm going to take us on over to the charts. So I'm just going to take any random pair. Anybody got a pair they want to suggest, and I will cover basic market structure on that pair. First one shouts out a pair.
GA. I already heard GA a while back.
All right, GBP odd. Let me see what I'm looking at here. Oh, it broke my trend line. Oh boy. All right, so we definitely know what's going on here. Now, with the market structure, the way that we mark up, you should be able to look at a chart, and in 30 seconds or less, you should be able to know if you are looking for a buy or a sell. Because as we know, the market only does 3 things: impulse, correction, continuation. So we have an impulse to the upside, a correction, and a continuation. Our impulse tells us the direction the market is trying to go at this time. The correction gives us a confirmation that this impulse has changed the overall direction of the market. So we have impulse, correction, which confirms, and then we have a continuation. Now, if you're a more experienced trader, you probably know how to get in somewhere here near the bottom of the trade, okay? If you're not experienced and you need those confirmations, you need to wait for the impulse and the correction. And after your correction is over, you can get in on the continuation. Now, if you're like I was when I started trading, I would see this impulse and I would jump in about here. And guess what happened? I jumped in and the market immediately pulled back. So I would be thinking that the market was getting ready to reverse, and I didn't know that if I just rode it out for the pullback, that I would have been in the right direction. So I would get here, get caught up in all this drawdown, or think the market was going the wrong way and either close out my trade or jump in the wrong direction just for it to continue to the upside. And it's the same thing with a sell pattern. We have an impulse, correction, and continuation. So market structure allows you to know where you are in the market at all times so that you will know whether you should be looking for sell positions or buy positions. So we're going to take out all the guesswork. Now, our most important time frames when we are looking for the overall structure is our monthly, our weekly, and our daily. Our monthly, weekly, and daily will tell us what the market is doing. Okay, then we get down, our 1 hour to 4 hour tells us when it's going to do it, when the move starts happening. And then we're going to look on our lower time frames, like our 15-minute and 5-minute, for our entry into the market. Okay, first I'm going to mark up the chart, and I'm just going to go through it real fast, and then I will come back and do it slow and explain it. All right, let me say two more things. We have a demand zone. When someone is demanding something, they want to buy it. So down here would be our demand zones where the market pushed up. Then we have our supply zone, and this is where sellers take control of the market. So you see these key areas where sellers or suppliers took control of the market. Anything that happens between your supply and then your demand is support and resistance. Okay, so I'm going to start marking up this chart, and I'll walk through it real fast. I'm on my monthly, have my demand zone, I have my supply zone. I'll go down to my weekly. I see some support and resistance going on here. I go down to my daily, and I draw my trend line. And usually we don't cut through a candle, but the reason I cut through this is because we had a big sell. So now I know that I'm in an overall uptrend, but the market has broken through this support or trend line. Now, as I said, we get three moves: impulse, correction, and continuation. All right. So because this sold off, in order to confirm that we are in a downtrend, I'm going to need to see a pullback. Once I see that pullback, I will start looking for sell positions on my lower time frame. Okay. All right. Please don't write on the screen. That's probably someone on the phone and trying to zoom in. So let me just, I'll disable that. All right. Now see how quickly I mark that up. Now I'm going to go through the same pair again, and I'll walk you through it, and I'll show you other ways. Now, if you want to work with just your trend line, you could do a trend line showcasing, we see on the monthly, it's been pushing up. Okay. That push from here to the top, it's pushed up 2,790 pips, 2,790 pips on the monthly time frame. So if we wanted to do this with trend lines, we would just take one trend line per time frame, and we could take this on the weekly, and you see we got it boxed in here. Then we could take one on the daily, and you see when you get down to the lower time frames, this is why we try not to go through wicks or candles. It got us here, and we're looking at the same thing. It was on an uptrend, and now it's broken the trend line, and we're waiting for confirmation. Now, another way you could do this, I'm going to go back to the way that I like it because I don't like a lot on my chart. I'm going to take my horizontal ray, mark off my buyer zone or my demand zone, and I'm going to mark off my sell zone. So I have the month completely taken care of. I need nothing else. I'm going down to my weekly, and I see right here, this area, I pointed it here earlier, but if you pull this left, you will see that this is an area that you have a lot of price action. It rejected here, it broke through but came back, fell under it here, it broke through and used it as support, 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 support. So here it was resistance, it tested it, fell back under, and it became support. So this is what I was saying, this is support and resistance in the middle. The top is our supply, the bottom is our demand. Now, again, if you want to pull this over to the left, because one of the most important things we want to do is look to our past. You know, everyday life, we say get over your past to move forward. But when it comes to Forex, we want to look left and look at our past price action here. And we see that this has been an area where we get a lot of rejection. So it was no surprise that this market, that this pair hit this, and now we're seeing rejection. So let's go back down to the weekly again. And I'm going to get a little bit more intimate with this chart and take it down to a lower time frame. Now, since the week has closed, I could do this. But again, I just want to show us that we did have a break of the market. Now, had I been looking to get in this zone, I would have been looking on the smaller time frames up here to get into this sell. Now, some people like to mark off on their lower time frames important zones, like this one right here with a rectangle, the rectangle tool. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if this breaks through here and holds, and we see this area here would be our next zone that we would look for some support and resistance right here. All right, so let's go down to our 4 hour. On the 4 hour, since we have broken through this trend line, I'm just going to delete it for now. And I'm going to showcase this sell right here, how you could have gotten in it and how you can look for more opportunities to trade this sell right there. All right. We said earlier that this is a very important sell zone. So every time it came up here and tested, it's rejected ever since February 28th. It rejected here, here, here. We had a fake out. It tested it again, and came back, and we finally got it sold off to this zone. But if you look at this zone, right here it's pushed up, here it's pushed up, here it's pushed up, here it broke through and pushed up. So this is a very strong area that we could see some pullback. So we could see that correction and then a continuation to the downside. Okay, that's one thing we could see. Or since it's rejected there a lot, we could see it come back up here. My bias is that it's going to continue to sell. And the reason I say that is if you look closer on your lower time frame, we had an aggressive move from this area. Now, the most important candle when you are trading market structure is an engulfing candle. And we know when you engulf something, you completely encompass it, or you're bigger than it is. So let's take this off. Well, you know what? Let's just hide everything so we can focus on that candle. When this rejected, we had a strong engulfing candle that brought us down. We had some correction. Got here. And engulfing pushed this up and brought us back down. So let's turn our market structure back on here, and let's focus on the 15-minute. Now, see, we figured out when we got to our 4 hour, we knew we were looking for sales based on the fact that every time it got here, it sold. So let's just say we were looking for this last sell. How would we have taken advantage of what we just learned and gotten in? Let's go to the 15-minute. We see this little pattern here is called an ascending channel. Excuse me, I'm working without my mouse tonight. I'm in my old bedroom that I grew up in at my mom's house visiting tonight. So this is a key reversal pattern, which I'm sure Marios will cover later when he jumps on the session. So our first indication is that we're at a major sell zone. Our second indication is this pattern. It's called an ascending channel. Okay. So when we saw this engulfing, this bearish engulfing to the downside and then a pullback, we could have looked to enter the market. When it pulled back and it started going back down to the downside, you see right here, if you look down, and let me do something real quick. I'm going to get rid of this one MACD so we can focus on the one that everybody uses. All right. So we have confirmation and confluence. We have our sell zone. We have a reversal pattern, which means although this was pushing up, it's getting ready to reverse. We have an engulfing candle. It pushed back up. And you see down here at the bottom, our MACD crossed over to the downside. All right. So if we had got here in the trade when the MACD crossed, we would be up right now. You could have caught 324 pips in one day and 16 hours. Now, had you recognized this pattern and gotten in early, you could have gotten 417 pips. If you had caught this from the top when this first candle broke out of here, which would have been right here, which is the way me and my team trade, you would have put your stop loss right above this wick. And then you would have rode this all the way down. So you would have had about a 5-to-1 risk to reward. You would have, well, 4-to-1. You would have gotten 400 pips with a 40 pip stop loss. Does that sound like something you guys would like to do without using any indicators? Anybody got any questions about what we've covered so far?
We have a question in the chat. So it was from Crystal. She said, "Will our channels also called flags?" That's her first question. Her second one.
In this aspect.
Go ahead.
This right here, an ascending channel, is the opposite of a flag. Okay, when you get a flag, you have an impulse and a correction. Flags can move a couple different ways. And like I said, Mario's is going to get up close and personal with the flags. You want the flag pattern to either go sideways from your impulse, like this one right here, or the opposite direction. See, this was going the same direction. If this had been a flag, we would have wanted to see the red candles coming down like that. Does that make sense? So this ascending channel is the opposite of a flag. These flags are continuation patterns. This ascending channel is a reversal pattern. All right, so we've used our supply, we've used our demand, and if you had been tracking on a higher time frame and had a trend line, I forgot we could have added that too. We had a little area right in here. We could have drawn a trend line. We got a trend line break. You would have missed most of the move unless you drew a trend line here from your support and resistance area. But now another thing we can add on, which is something we like, is a 9 and 50 moving average. All right. If you see, now if we focus on the 9 and 50 moving average, take that off right there. Your 9 and 50 crossed over here. And you had a crossover of your signal and MACD line here. And if you use this MACD, you had a break right here. Using the crossover of the 9 and 50, you would have gotten 336 pips if you hadn't caught it from the top. All right. So now, if you want to trade this, what you're going to look for, you're going to wait for this to pull back into your trend line and give us another crossover like it did right here. You see here, it fell down. It created a correction to right here. And your red, when our 50 is on top and we're below the MACD, we're selling. And if you look right here, your blue came back on top and it pulled back into the trend line. That completed that flag. And the same thing here. When the blue pulled into the red, you see it did it down here on your MACD also and gave us our first flag. All right. Didn't mean to zoom in that much. All right, any questions on any of that, incorporating the 9 and 50 moving average? Would you like to see one more example on another pair, and then Marios will probably be on by then?
Hey Gigi, it's Kaylani. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you're for your breakout of your ascending wedge, were you waiting for the candle to close, or are you just waiting for a breakout?
I was waiting for a breakout, but also my MACD crossed over here. I'm just so familiar with trading this way that I can usually tell when I'm getting ready to get my break. You see, I had drawn my ascending channel, and if you look, I could have sold it here at the top, because sometimes we do, it's called a risk-taking entry, but I could have gotten in and put like a 5 to 10 pip stop loss, and I never would have gotten stopped out. You see, it rejected right here where I had drawn this on my higher time frame. Same place it happened here. And if you look at this, just look at this channel right here. We're getting the same type of formation right here. So if we get the sell-off that we want, this could take us for 1,459 pips, okay? And the reason we're thinking we could get that, again, I said market structure, you look to your higher time frames. If we look at our weekly is due a flag. We haven't had a weekly flag since back here. So we've had a daily push up and a flag, daily push up and a flag, daily push up and a flag. So we haven't had a weekly correction. So this is like impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. We've had all these daily corrections, but we haven't had a weekly correction since way back here. Does that make sense? Why we think we could get this sell-off? Just according to market structure alone.
If you're talking to me, yeah, it definitely made a lot of sense, for sure.
One thing we don't cover on here a lot, but I'm just going to throw it on here just because I like the Fibonacci. I want to see where we're sitting in the market right now. If you look at that, we're sitting at the 61.8. And this is our third time pushing up to the 61.8. And as we know, that's the golden ratio where we see a lot of rejection. All right, so I'll mark up one more pair, and I'm going to inbox Mario's. He is in Greece, guys, so it's a completely different time zone there for him. So I'm very patient whenever he says he's going to jump on here. Let me send him a message. But what pair would you guys like to look at next? And we'll do one more pair before he starts. Gold.
Hey, Gigi, what's up?
Yeah, gold would be
Okay,
nice.
somebody said gold, and I already know before looking at that, it's getting that weekly correction. Hold on one second. Okay, I apologize. My grandchildren just came in. They drove a couple hours to get here, so if you hear a little background noise, they came here for the funeral, and they're tired and hungry. They're 3 and 1. All right, so I'm going to give my naked chart here. I like to take everything off so I can focus on the chart. Hey, beautiful. All right, so our most important time frames are monthly, weekly, and daily. So we're going to go here, and we're going to look for, we can just focus on this previous low and this previous high. And again, if you want to, you can bring these back farther left so you can see what happened in the past at that time frame. So we got our monthly.
Gigi, we can't hear you.
I'm not talking. So a lot of you noticed this pattern. A lot of people trade the teacup pattern, and we covered this a couple weeks ago on ForexNChill that we were expecting this big downtrend. That's why I said I already know what I'm expecting here. I don't normally draw out teacups, but this one was so obvious. Let me see if I can find that tool that we use right here, and right here. So we see over here on the left, we had the handle of the teacup, and now the teacup is pouring over and giving us a cup full of gold, a saucer full of gold. So I'll take that off because, like I said, I don't normally trade that pattern. I just wanted to give you a visualization. I know a lot of people trade that. So we've had an impulse on the weekly. We had an impulse, and it was also a bearish engulfing. So we had an impulse, correction, and we're getting a continuation. So that's your impulse, your flagging, continuation. And because this happened on a weekly time frame, that's why we could see a bigger, the higher the time frame, the more powerful the market structure. Like a weekly time frame is going to be harder to break than a daily or a 4-hour and so forth. So that's why when you see movement taking place on a higher time frame, you can capitalize on it. When you saw this selling off here, you could have stacked this trade all the way down, and it sold for a solid week, and it sold off right there, 438 pips of gold, and it just sold off again, 396. All right, so we can focus on this on the lower time frame. We can draw. Look, we got a zone happening right here. The last time it was here, it pushed up, tested that, pushed down, tested this, pushed up, and now we're getting a continuation. So if you look at the pattern and not focus on the channel, because it's actually in a channel right now, your impulse, your correction, and you're getting continuation. So we could see another correction, and if it breaks out of here, we could see it continue down to that weekly structure right there. Because this is a big candle, and if you look at past price action, the last time we got a big candle like that, how far it sold off, and here it sold off all the way down from 1363 down to 1154. That was a lot of pips. Right at 2,000 pips. All right, so let's focus on it on a lower time frame. I'm going to take all this off, put these back on. So what I expect is for it to correct to the upside. We can just focus on this price range right here that's happening. My prediction is that we'll get some pullback and then a continuation of the sell. But of course, we wouldn't take the trade on the daily. So we would start looking on our 4-hour. And since gold is so volatile and moves so much, you can go in, and I know a lot of people trade gold on support and resistance. You can go in and mark off these areas. This is one pair that I do like to highlight key areas. And if you look here, that's a key area. Let's see if it breaks through here, this will be your next area of support. And if it pushes up, it could push back up to here. But again, looking on the smaller time frame, we saw impulse, and we saw a flag. Impulse, and this is an ascending flag, and it created a channel on its way up. And then we got a continuation, and now it's making another flag. Because you got a bullish engulfing and some correction, we could see it push up one more time and then continue to sell. So this time you would just start looking at structure on your lower time frame. This right here is a descending channel. It made an impulse, a correction, and now we're getting a descending channel. So if our ascending channel tells us to look for sales, our descending channels would tell us to start looking for a buy. All right. Now, I had gotten in this buy this morning and fell asleep, and it hit my stop loss and woke up and it had pushed up. So I was a little upset, but I got it. Marios, are you on here yet? Let's see if Marios is on here yet. Keep typing Marios and he comes in as KK. All right, anybody got any questions on gold as to what we're looking for? You're just going to start watching the lower time frame right here in this area to see what's going on. So you could try and catch that continuation, because a lot of us caught this sell last week. We didn't expect it to pull back up as high as it did. But put this on there, the Fibonacci. You see, once again, it rejected off of our 61.8 area. So this is a very important area to look at on your Fibonacci. Now, if you look at your Fibonacci, you'll see each level acts as some type of support and resistance. And if you have been looking for the continuation of this sell, you see it happened here. Then it hit the 38, pushed up, and then it finally gave us that break to the downside. And we would have definitely been looking on the lower time frame to take those trades. Here's another little ascending channel right here. And that's what gave us that sell that I just highlighted on the higher time frame. Okay, if we look at that again, right here where it rejected off the 61.8, even though we're looking at it on the 1 hour, if we had went down to our 15-minute, we would have seen this reversal pattern, which is the ascending channel. Okay, it went right to our 61.8 and it gave us a little impulse, flag, and continuation. It pushed back up and hit it again and then finally fell back down.
Marios is on now.
Hey, Marios, the king of patterns. Guys, let me tell you, this guy, you don't know how blessed you are. I'm going to go ahead and stop my share and make him co-host. This guy, he studied under Stevenson Lindor, and he took it to a whole other level. And now some of you are familiar with patterns and market structure, where you're trying to get to an expert level on that. Guess what? Starting Sunday, all right, Marios, I made you co-host, you can share. Starting Sunday, Marios at 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing an IML TV in English on a market structure and patterns. Okay, his native tongue is Greek. He's coming to us live from Cyprus. And I'm telling you, if you like market structure, but you want to get up close and personal with it, and know when to get in the market, when to get out of the market, you really, really, really want to be on his class. I know he's going to be very popular with the serious traders. He's not a beginner level teacher. So, all right, Marios, come up and tell us your story. This guy was 22 years old, was able to leave college, and he's a full-time trader, 6-figure earner. He got that way by marking up 25 to 30 pairs every week, multiple times a week. First time I met this guy, he held up a stack of notebook paper about 3 inches thick, and he's like, these are my notes. So give a round of applause for our newest IML educator, Marios. I call him the prodigy, because this young man is killing it, and we want to just thank him for waking up at, like, what time is it there?
It's 4:40 a.m.
4 a.m. Oh, yeah. Virtual round of applause standing over there. Show this guy some love. All right, share your screen, young man. I met this guy in person at Chicago. He flew out and trained with me and Lindor and Terrell and a couple other people, and he's just been life-changing for me. So take it away.
So, hello guys. As you mentioned, my name is Marios. I'm trading for 1.5 years now. So I'm a full-time trader. Currently now, I'm in holidays, so I'm traveling in like back to Cyprus in 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I will do a quick session now, and then I'm leaving, guys. So
where are you going on holiday to?
I'm already on holidays.
Y'all, this guy, every time I talk to him, he's traveling. Y'all, this is the level we all want to get at. He became a 6-figure trader. He's taking care of himself and his family. He was able to leave college. And now every time I talk to this guy, he's on holiday. Okay, that's what we Americans call vacation. So here you go, Marius. Thank you.
So yes, today guys, we are going to see one or two pairs. If you guys have any question about how to adjust Fibonacci or something, you are free to ask me anything. Okay, so yes, I'm trading for like 1.5 years now. I'm a full-time trader. I used to study like 10 to 12 hours a day when I started at the beginning. On Sunday, this Sunday, like in 2 days, I will start on IML TV. I will do 1 session in English and 2 sessions in my language, because my language is Greek. And yeah, let's go and see the market now together. If anyone has any question, feel free to ask, or in the chat or whatever. Okay, so let's go and see the market. Okay. So one big pair that I have my eyes on this week is AUD and ZD. I'm already a buyer in this pair. Okay, it's a slow pair. It's not so fast pair. If someone don't like slow pairs, but yes, this pair has a big potential. So can you guys see my screen, right? Everything is okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So I don't used to have, one screen, because now I'm only from my laptop. Okay, and this is like, it's like weird to me. So 1 minute. Perfect. So let's go and see what is going on here. Okay. All right. So AUD and ZD, why we can see, why I see a strong buy here. Okay, as you guys know, market is moving in 2 ways. Okay, impulsive and corrective. Okay, market is not moving otherwise. Okay, so otherwise we're going to have an impulsive and aggressive move, or otherwise we're going to have a corrective move. Our job as traders is to understand the corrective move, okay, and understand the aggressive move. So if we come here, we can identify that this is an aggressive move. Okay, this is a corrective move. Okay, aggressive move, corrective move, aggressive move, corrective move. Okay, and this whole weeks, yes, this is a big, huge move, but it's still corrective. Okay, so when this is going to start coming up, it's going to be similar to this type of trade. Okay, so it's going to be fast. If this will end up to be a correction, at least will give us the half, or maybe more than the half than this, into a profit. Okay, if you trade it from low. So I have my eyes on this. I already have any positions from low on this one, and the reason is, if you guys know that in the market we have end demand and a supply zone. Okay, and demand zone is a zone that we have a lot of buyers, and supply zones is zones that we have a lot of sellers. Okay, so as you can see, guys, we already are on a very critical demand zone. Okay, so here that means we're looking for a buy. Okay, and as you can see, price was coming corrective to our demand zone. Okay, so this is another extra confirmation on weekly that we will have reverse soon. Okay, so of course we are not going to trade based on weekly chart. Okay, we will trade based on lower time frame. You guys know this, with tight stop losses and big rewards. So the reason that we look the bigger picture is to understand the big is to read the whole book actually. Okay, so on weekly I see strong buy, I see long-term buy. So when I will break it down to lower time frame, I want to see that if this buy is going to still be available. Okay, because maybe on weekly I see them buy, but on 1 hour I see a small sell. That's why we break it down from weekly or monthly to hour entry. Okay, so monthly and weekly, most of the times, guys, I see it the same way. Okay, just monthly is less candles. Okay, so if you understand monthly, weekly, yes, you can understand if you can swing a trade or not. Okay, and guys, something I didn't mention in the beginning, I'm a swing trader. Okay, I don't trade for 30 pips, 50 pips. I trade for big moves. Okay, big risks to rewards. Okay, so yes, I don't care if a 30 move is going to appear in the market. So on weekly, I see a strong buy. Let's go to daily. Oops. Let's go to daily. Nice. So this is my daily chart. Okay, as you guys can see, this is a very impulsive candle. Okay, so this show me that, okay, I'm having reverse, so I will have my eyes on. And when I was watching this, when I saw this double bottom here, okay, I was waiting. When I saw this start to go up, I already entered the market. Okay, we have some ends in the news. Ends in the news helped push the market up. Okay, so I adjust my Fibonacci, from this here, okay, from low to high here on daily, and I counted this move here. And as you can see how I break the chart, okay, if you guys see, I have impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, bigger correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, price was coming, slowing down, respect this one, reverse. I entered the market, we have them big, move on news, now we have a correction. Okay, this correction can, it's not, now it's an 30-minute correction, 1 hour correction, it can turn to be a 4-hour correction. So we don't rush the market. Okay, so until now, everyone is okay. So how I, break down the chart and see my aggressive from the corrective moves? Type me in the chat if everyone is with me. Yes, perfect. So as you guys can see, on weekly it was a corrective move going downside, but on daily you can see a lot of opportunities to sell the market. And when I go to 4 hour, you will see more than that. Okay, so that's why we never rush the market, because yes, on weekly maybe this will be something like this, but on daily 4 hour, 1 hour, this will be this. Okay, so that's why we never, oh, market is leaving and jump in the market, because you don't want to trap yourself in a corrective move. Okay, corrective moves are very, very slow. If you don't know how to trade, corrective moves can tend to be a losing trade. Okay, so let's go to 4 hour now. So on 4 hour, nice. On 4 hour, as you saw, these daily corrections, okay, on 4 hour is just bigger corrections. But if you guys can understand, this big correction here have this correction here. So you can see patterns into patterns. So your job, again, is to identify that price is going corrective or price is going aggressive, impulsive. Okay, when you understand this, end of story, you will make money. Because you know, oh, now I'm not freaking out. Oh, now I need to close my trade. Okay, because most traders, they will see this and this move up. Oh, let's buy, and then boom. They lose money. Because they don't understand that, oh, this is a pattern based on this. They don't understand this. They don't see the big image. They don't see left and see, oh, this is my impulsive move. So this is just a correction. Okay, most traders don't see these things in the market. Okay, they don't open their eyes to see indeed what is going on. Okay, so never forget to see left and find your impulsive move. Okay, guys, this is very important. Okay, so now we have our, let's say you didn't, take positions like me before news. Okay, let's say you wait, you are not very risky trader because, again, this is risky position, guys. Okay, let's say you wait for the first impulsive move. Okay, this is the first impulsive move. You guys can see this is a very aggressive candle. We don't jump in the market again. We wait for this pattern to start forming. Okay, whatever is a bullish flag, whatever is a flat correction, whatever is an expanding triangle, whatever, okay, it's not always a flag because a lot of people show you this. Okay, maybe it's not this. And I will explain this when I go to lower time frame. Okay, so we have our first impulsive move. Perfect. Now we wait for correction and look to enter the market. So let's go to 1 hour. Nice. So okay, so what do you guys see on 1 hour? Is this aggressive or corrective?
Corrective.
Nice. Okay, very nice job. So immediately you understand a corrective move. Now your job is to understand what pattern is this. Okay, this is a flat correction. Okay, a flat flag. Okay, so as we can see, we have our impulsive move and we have our correction now. So now it's a matter of time for this to break up and go higher for one more leg. Okay, I'm not telling you guys this is going to break up, boom, and go to our target. Okay, always go with the market. Okay, this can do one more leg and then do bigger correction. Okay, guys, so never just enter here and oh, this is going to go all the way up. Okay, see, and you will see how price will go up and you are going to react to the price. Don't just enter and tell, okay, I will put a 500 pip take profit. Okay, market will not go 500 pips in 1 day. Okay, or we have some critical news. This is very rare situations. Okay, so we will trade for one more leg, similar move like this. Okay, guys, so let's go to 15 minutes now to show you guys something. So on patterns, I told you again, we have patterns. Okay, so remember that this thing started like this. Okay, so let's analyze this together now. Okay, so we have our impulse. As a good traders, we wait for correction to form. We put our Fibonacci in. Okay, you guys can see my Fibonacci here. Okay, so let's go and see what is going on. Okay, so we have our bullish flag, right? Yeah, so let's break it down and see what is going on. Again, our job is to understand the aggressive from the corrective move. So price is coming down aggressive. Okay, price is coming down. Okay, it's trying to form this flag. Okay, let's speed this a little bit. So price is still here. Okay, and as you can see, guys, price is starting coming up, but it's not coming up aggressive. Okay, started to coming up corrective. So this can lead to be a change of pattern. So let's see how price will react at the top. Okay, let's see. So that's why if you enter on low, now your job is to see what price will do. Okay, so price is still here. Okay. Yes, price is still in this bullish flag. Is playing here. Okay, this is very powerful tool, guys, to find the patterns and identify the change of patterns. And you guys can see this, how price is coming up corrective. Look. So this show me that price is not coming, is not going to break actually this high here because of how corrective it is. Okay, so as you can see, price came at the top. Okay, respect. Let's see, this is not a buy area. Okay, if you buy here, you need bigger stop loss. Okay, so price now is coming down, but it's not coming down, you know, aggressive. So let's see how price will react at the low here. And then we have a rejection from the low, and that means this tend to be a flat correction, and that's good for us. Okay, yes, market close. So this move will be a huge move next week. Okay, so let this, I'm already, you know, in from here and in from here too. Okay, so I open another position in these areas here. Okay, so I will wait. If this come again up, respect, you guys can see I have my alerts. Respect this, come again down corrective, respect this, another buy position, and we will wait for this. Okay, if we see aggressive breakdown, okay, exit, wait for this to correct, look for one more drop and buy low again for this move. Okay, because we can't see drop because of AUD. Okay, we have some AUD news. Okay, you guys, if you guys are going to see this, okay, this reverse, this is because of news, 100%. Okay, how structure is forming now, this forming for a huge buy. Okay, so don't sell if someone tells you to sell this. Okay, the only reason for this to go down again is news, and in news you will have positions. If price is going to be here, yes, take the risk, put stop loss behind if you guys like to take risk, or wait for break the up, enter, put stop loss behind again, and catch the rest of the move. Okay, I'm not the type of trader that will enter on breakdowns. Okay, I don't like I don't like, you know, to enter on breakouts. I like risky entries. Okay, so my entries always are risky. Okay, everyone, so you guys understand how I break down from my weekly to my 15-minute to find an entry. Okay, and let me draw you a long position here. So this is going to be your next long position, something like this. Okay, with a 50 pip stop loss. So first point here. So you will have this 1 per 3 risk to reward trade, at least. Okay, if another leg is going to appear, if price is going to another leg, guys, when I'm talking another leg, I mean this. Okay, you guys see this? Exactly on minus 0.61 on Fibonacci extension. Okay, so this is a minimum trade. Okay, if price is going to be aggressive, okay, you guys, you guys can draw your trend line. Okay, boom, wait, and watch for this. Okay, things are very, very easy. You guys can see this. Okay, I don't have any indicators now, and I know that this is going to do this based on market structure, because market structure, everyone, is the most important thing. Okay, indicators are just here to help us. Okay, don't rely on indicators. Okay, most of the traders out there, they put 1,000 moving averages. Okay, boom, 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 moving average everywhere. 1,000 MACDs and RSIs and everything. Okay, and they trade based on this. They don't trade based on candles. They don't understand that this was a correction that led to this. Okay, when I saw price, hitting here corrective, I was waiting. When I see this trying to go up, enter the market. When I saw this, I was confident on news, and I hold on news. Boom. Now correction. I enter again on low. I'm expecting this move. Okay, if I see aggressive breakdown and I see that we have some news, I will get out and wait for this to come down. I will see how price will react on my critical levels on Fibonacci and look to buy again. Okay, so you guys need to manage, learn how to manage your trades. Okay, and always, trade with care. Okay, so this is a very, very big potential trade, and it's it's already on the low. Okay, this is a very weird pair. Okay, UND who trades a UND. Okay, we trade potentials. Okay, if you're going to be a swing trader, you will need to find your pairs. As you guys can see, I have my pairs. Okay, I'm looking for potential. I don't trade all of these things. Okay, I will trade 3 things of all of this. I will trade though the best potentials and hold, because I already have positions here. You guys can see my trade. This was my setup. Okay, because yes, when I do a setup, I put it here. Okay, so another another pair, actually, that another pair that I took this week. I was a call with Gigi that day, and some of my partners. Okay, it was GCAT. Okay, GCAT played out nice, very nice to us. Okay, Gigi, remember this?
Yes, definitely.
These guys was one of the fastest trades with huge risk to reward, everyone. 1 per 12. Okay, and I hit take profit. You guys can see this. Okay, I hit take profit in how long? 3 days, I think. Yes, 3 days. 1 per 12 risk to reward. Okay, it was one of the fastest pairs and bigger huge to rewards that I ever had until now. Okay, so why? What I saw in this thing, again, let's go and see this, the same thing, everyone. Let's go to weekly. Okay, so first of all, is this aggressive or corrective move?
Corrective.
Nice. Okay, very nice. So we have a corrective move. Okay, and where our price was back then, it was at the top here. Last time price was in this critical zone, it dropped 1,000 pip. I was a seller here again, back here on June. I was a seller here. Back then I didn't have the knowledge that I have now, so I cash out early. I cash out around here. Okay, now my first position hit take profit. My other position is for longer term until here. 1,000 pip move. Okay, so let's go to daily and see what is going on. So on daily, you guys can see we are in a mess. Okay, the reason that we are in a mess is Brexit. Okay, so you know, you guys, price was coming up, down, up, down, up, down. This thing here is to freak out traders. Okay, this thing here is to, you know, traders that enter the market, oh, let's freak them out. Okay, and close their trades. This is why price was coming up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, and because pound, you know, had very pressure because of Brexit. Okay, so this behind of this is fundamentals. Okay, so you guys first of all need to understand this, that price is doing something for a reason. Find the reason. Always there is a reason. Okay, so find the fundamental reason behind why price is doing something and why price can do something in the future. So this thing here is because of news again. Okay, so the first impulsive move here was because of news, because they rejected the Brexit deal. Okay, so let's go. So our job on daily again is to identify this. So let's go to 4 hour and see what is going on. So look, we have again this top here. So when I was watching this with Terrell and Gigi 3 days ago in a Zoom, okay, I was like, okay, I triggered a trade on 17760. Okay, this was my first entry. Okay, and I was waiting for it and see if price will hit this one here, because my stop loss was, you know, above this one. And when price hit the high 170.80, I triggered my trade. Okay, and I'm still holding the, I triggered 2 positions, I'm still holding the one. Okay, so when I saw this, again, you guys can see this, that every time price was here, minimum move, minimum move, minimum move. Okay, so this move, okay, it's a big move. It's G-Card, you know guys, G-Card is moving aggressive. Okay, so let's see, boom. You see minimum 300 pips. Okay, throw a lot there guys, it's minimum 2.7k. Okay, so with 300, you know, for you to risk 300, your only job is to be patient, price to hit the high, nothing more. If price don't hit the high, don't enter the market. Easy. Okay, if you're afraid and you can't handle bigger, you know, risk, don't enter the market. Just wait for price to go, you know, where you need it. If price don't go there, don't enter the market. It's very simple. Okay, don't, you know, oh, market is leaving, let me enter, because I will explain this now. So let's go to immediately to 30 minutes. Actually, let's go to 15 minutes to see more candles. So all day we have this back then. Okay, on 27th of March we have all of this mess for 2 days. Price up here, down, up here, down. When price came here, okay, we were on a call that day. Okay, and I will show you guys. This was my first position, 17760. Here was my first position because price came and respect this. So when I saw this wick here, I entered the market. Look how corrective price came down. Okay, I was watching this price respect here, and I was like, if price push up one more time, our stop loss is 1780. If price, go to 17790, I told this to Gigi and everyone in the Zoom. We put stop loss 17810 for us to have more room to breathe. If price hit this, let it and wait for reverse, correct, and then continuation. Don't try to sell high again. Wait for this because it can easily push up. Okay, so we were patient, wait. I have a position here and I saw this. Then I saw price coming up, aggressive. Do you guys think that I close this? What do you guys think? I close this or not?
No.
And why you guys think I didn't close this move here?
Because you like risky.
You're being patient and waiting for your move.
Exactly. Because I know that this 20 pips here is not something that is going to scare me. Because if you see on the left on 4 hour, we have price can hit this. It was a possibility. So no reason for us to be scared. The only reason if someone got scared here is one, actually it's two, over leverage or I don't know what I'm doing. These two reasons, nothing else. Okay, so I was waiting. Okay, I saw price hitting up. When I see this here, I enter the market, risk taking entry always. But as you can see guys, then you see this correction. Okay, this is a 1 minute correction. So I was watching this on 1 minute when I saw price reverse here. Okay, and you go and break it to 1 minute. Okay, so let's go back. Give me 1 minute, guys. Yes. Nice. So it's here. Okay, you guys see this? My entry was here, this area here, after I saw price trying to come down because I was trading on 1 minute. Okay, and you know what I did, guys? I couldn't find cut down in your music. So I put this on break even when I saw this coming down and I was watching carefully. Okay, when I see this breakdown and I see that, okay, news came up, I was a happy man because price breakdown, I was on break even and that's it. Okay, I caught the big move. Okay, but if you guys, again, were afraid of this, this is your entry, not this. This is an experience entry, okay, but this is your entry. So in these situations, 1 minute are very, very powerful because if you enter here, put stop loss behind, okay, your setup here will be something like this. Okay, let me show you the setup. Will be something like this. Entry there. Okay, after this aggressive, stop loss behind. So you have a 40 pip stop loss. Okay, and you know the reward is the same all the way down. Okay, so you guys can see that, okay, I miss the top, I will go to lower time frame or 5 minute time. I prefer 1 minute in this situation on news because you guys know this was like three minutes. Okay, so in 5 minutes you just see boom. So yes, that's why I prefer 1 minute on news. Okay, you guys can understand this now. Okay, because whatever happens in the market, it always will start from 1 minute. Every impulsive will start from 1 minute. Okay, sometimes these 1 minute will be boom, 100 pips. Okay, these times, okay, it's just sudden news. we can see this, but sometimes this 1 minute can give you a lot of money, guys, especially if you're trying to trade news. Okay, so everything was clear. Okay, anyone have any questions about, you know, a pair or about a trade that I took? Why didn't understand something? Please let me know.
I have a question, Mario.
Yes.
Can you go over again when you said that you put price at break even for you?
Yes.
Like when you did that?
Yes, when I entered here, okay, when I saw this, that it is trying to correct, okay, I put my trade on break even. So if this shoot up, I will look to re-enter. But I was on the laptop. If I wasn't on the laptop, I would just put, you know, my stop loss above.
So how many pips was that it was in profit when you put it at break even?
I was in profit, I don't remember, 30 pips.
Oh, okay. So you
okay. Yes, 30 pips. But I don't do this every time. Okay, the reason I did this is because I was on the laptop and I knew that, you know, breaks this around the corner. I was listening to, you know, the speech that they were talking, and I was like, okay, I shoot up, I want to get a better entry. So I prefer to get out break even and look to re-enter. No reason to, you know, give the money to the market. Okay, so USD.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you show an example? What do you mean by the market exhaustion? Also, an aggressive move and how you can tell where the market might be turning around the other way.
Yes. So, do you want me to show you for me to understand clear an aggressive and a corrective move? How you can identify this?
Yeah, pretty much. Because you said earlier, you said how the market was slowing down, and it was so small I couldn't see how the candles was looking because it was so small. You know.
Yes. So this is an aggressive move. Okay. This is a corrective move. Okay. When you see price slowing down, you see this. That means we probably going to have either reverse or either continuation. Then your job is to identify the pattern. Oh, this is a descending channel. I will have reverse. But anyway, guys, if you guys take this entry here, it's not wrong. As soon as you can manage this huge stop loss. If you guys can manage these biggest stop losses, do it. Okay, but this is not the risk to reward that you guys need. Okay, if someone enters here and, you know, can handle this, when price will come here, the good, you know, the right thing to do is to re-enter here. So if you are risking too much here and you know here you are in loss of 50% of your account, yes, you will freak out, probably close or something and lose money, and then look, price will come again down. Okay, so if you understand that, okay, price is in a mess, as you can see here, okay, then if you break it down to lower time frame, you will see a lot of impulsive and corrective moves. Okay, so again, this here wasn't, you know, move to, oh, it's going to go up. No, this is your impulsive move. This was again another correction. Price drop, another correction. Price drop. Then price just do a bigger correction. This one here. So let's go a little bit to the left. As you guys can see, okay, again, this was some sudden news they put out today actually. Okay, so we have this another correction. Okay, maybe corrections are not, you know, always, oh, it's clear and all of this, but yes, if you guys trigger a trade here, Okay, this break even. You see price reverse, look to re-enter again. So when you see this week, enter the market, stop loss behind, you will catch the move. Okay, it's very simple. Just don't give money to the market when you are already in profit. Okay, so if you are using a 20 pip stop loss and you are 30 pip take profit, move it on break even. Okay, always, because already you are 1/1 risk to reward. So this is your job, to manage, correct your trades. Okay, so if you have a 50 pip stop loss and you are a 20 pip profit, yes, you don't move it on break even. Okay, because probably, yes, you can, stop out. No reason to stop out. Okay, so always manage your trades. Okay, so and yes, be patient, because market will do exactly what it's going to do. Okay, so don't rush the things and be afraid of the market. Always, if you guys are afraid, that means you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so I knew that this will hit these lows here. Okay, that's why I put a take profit, in this area here. Okay, I don't know why TradingView is showing. Oh, now it's yes, finally. Yes, so that's why I put a take profit here in this area. Okay, and again, I have one more position, guys. This is for my swing. Okay, this was my scalping, okay, trade. Okay, scalping 400 pips, not actually scalping, but yes, it was my scalping, because we can have this pattern now. Okay, if we see this, guys, sell. Okay, I don't see this scenario, but sell. Now what you guys want to see? Correction, look for this. Don't enter the market now. No, wait for correction. Okay, wait something like, let me find something. Okay, so let's catch this. Okay, guys, wait something like this. Correction to appear. Okay, and look to sell. Okay, don't sell now. Okay, you guys know this. Look where price is. Okay, if you sell here, you're risking too much, because price can do this. Form this pattern like it did here, like it did here, like it did here, here. Okay, and then drop. So why you guys want to trap yourselves? Okay, and take a loss. Okay, guys, so do you guys have any other questions?
Hey, Marios, if you would cover gold real fast, just like what you expected to do next, while
Yes.
they're asking questions, because someone had asked about it earlier. I hope you feel better. Is that snow skiing got you with the cold?
Yeah, yes, actually,
Yeah,
yes.
man, you're used to living on the
Yes.
beach. That's no
Guys,
better.
I love snowboard. Yes, but yes, guys, I love snowboard, guys. I'm doing snowboard every week. Okay, so yes, let's go and see gold. Okay, gold was in a daily correction. Okay, on my weekly outlook, we discussed about this drop. Okay, it was easy sell. Okay, unfortunately, I didn't catch it. Okay, you guys were not going to catch every move. Okay, but yes, this was a very easy move. Yes, if someone catch this, very nice job. You made a very good money. Okay, and again, guys, if I miss my entry, that's it. I'm out of the trade. I will not chase the market. Okay, this is me. So if I miss my entry on gold, I let it go down. I didn't chase it. Okay, and I could easily, open a position, put bigger stop loss, but I don't want to do this. Okay, so this is like, a rule to me. So what we can see on gold is this. price push down, create new low, okay, push up, push down, and then push up. Okay, so this is what I see on gold. Okay, what I want to see on gold, because I'm a buyer on metals for a very long time now. Okay, so but how we can trade long? Okay, this is a daily picture. It's going to take a while. Okay, so how we can trade on gold now on lower time frame? Okay, first of all, now is not a good area to sell. Okay, this is the first thing. Okay, you guys can see this. Okay, this is not a good area for a sell. If you guys have sells from top, move on break even, watch the market. Okay, because this we can have a change of pattern. Okay, so we can have this. Let's put it like this here now. Okay, nice. So I don't see a correction coming this big. If we see this, guys, yes, this will come aggressive here. Okay, and form this. Okay, and then go up. Okay, so if we have this type of correction, then yes, how price is forming, this is going to take a lot of time, and I don't see gold doing this for a lot of time now, because next week is NFP week or so we will see movement here. Okay, so let's go to 1 hour and see how we can trade, what we can see actually to trade it. Okay, so yes, now I wasn't buyer today on this one, a scalping move. Okay, you guys can see this. We have this, break it up, entry here. I close here because of my indicators. I close because of indicators here. Okay, guys, I saw my indicators and I use some different indicators. I saw respect on the indicators, boom, get out of the market, and yes, then price drop. Okay, I caught 80 pips on this one. Okay, so here now we have this expanding triangle. So wait, see how price will react on the low. Okay, here look for this move. Okay, and watch how this pattern maybe will, you know, play out. Okay, now gold is not ready. Okay, guys, don't trade on gold if you don't have any positions now. Okay, and the reason I'm telling if you don't have any positions, because if you are a seller here and you took a loss here, you can cover it with this. But if you are not a seller here and you take a loss here, it's a loss. Okay, and but if you know, this is managed. Okay, guys, so let me put my PC on the power. Perfect. So if you guys see gold now, just wait for this pattern to form. Okay, now it's not ready. Okay, let's wait and see how this pattern will form. Okay, so again, I show you guys my bigger view, what I expect for gold to do, but on lower time frame, gold is not ready. Okay, so yes, this here, let's put it together. Boom. Okay, so this here. Okay, you guys can see this. You guys can understand this. You guys can see the big pattern that is trying to form. Okay, and yes, this is my view on gold. But yes, now guys, yes, just wait for this to form. Okay, let's see how this is going to form. If you guys see this,
yeah,
wait for this to draw. Okay, if not, watch for this to come up and look to sell. Okay, this will show you again. Yes, it's not ready now for me to say buy or sell. Okay, now wait for the pattern to form. Okay, so anyone else has any other questions?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how do you know which time frame is due for a correction or a flag?
This MACD will help you about this. Okay, because everything will start on 1 minute. Okay, and then you will, if you see price getting bigger, 5 minutes, then 15 minutes, then 1 hour, then 4 hours, then daily, or even weekly. Okay, MACD will help you about for understanding how big a correction is. That's why MACD is very powerful.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes.
How do you know? Okay, like I see how your screen looks and my screen looks, and I know when you zooming in, it's always better out to zoom out to see the whole entire market, because I noticed it seems like I see somebody say it's like a book. The smaller you, I mean, the bigger you have, you only seeing a sentence or a page compared to reading the whole book. So you were kind of zooming out. I mean, zooming in to where you can see, like I said, where you can look left and still be able to see everything to the right correctly, to make sure that you're on, because that's what I do. I don't know if that's a proper way to do it.
Yes, but always when I'm on 4 hour, on my back on my head, when I go to 1 hour and 50 minutes, I remember the 4 hour. So I always know that, okay, I was on 4 hour highs, and on 50 minutes, I'm on highs again. So that's good entry. You get me? So always I remember the time frames. I don't forget the bigger time frames. That's why the reason that we see bigger time frame is to, you know, remember it also. We don't just see it.
Absolutely. So that's why you you have it, and you always go to different time frames to see where the market is going, everything else. So,
yes.
Okay.
So if you go to 50 minutes, okay, yes, this is wrong. If you see this on 50 minutes, man, this is wrong. Okay, what is that?
That's exactly. That's what I'm saying. I can't. That's what I was, because I noticed when I put it on smaller time frames, I have to zoom out more in order to get it. But when I put it on a longer time frame, as in weekly, daily, I kind of have it not like this, but to a structure where I can see everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that.
Yes. Now try to remember the bigger time frame. Okay. You know, like you saw the top here, it's 61. %. If you press the recent bottom, this is what you need to see on 50 minutes. This exactly this. Okay, and how this is forming now? Okay, how this is forming on lower time frame. Let's see how market will open, of course. But yes, this thing can push one more time up. Okay, so don't go on 15 minutes, guys, and scroll back. Okay, you guys, the point that you go on lower time frame is to see this. To understand this, okay? If you're on lower time frame and you are seeing this, why are you on lower time frame? Just go, to 4 hour. Okay, this is a 4 hour chart. Okay, so boom. You see, now I see this on 4 hour.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I was doing. I was just confirming to make sure, because I know when I watch the charts and I watch the training, everybody has their charts are different. So it's something that I have to be comfortable with myself. Because like I said, I'm a scout trader, but I'm trying to be a swing trader. So that's why I'm just learning strategies and learning how to, learning the trading these settings and where the best way to look at it, so I can see the market accurately.
Exactly. Always press the reset bottom here will help you. The reset chart bottom. Okay. But yes, if you are a scalper trying to be a swing trader, okay, try to watch the bigger time frames, okay? And always, guys, press the replay button that I show you, okay, and go and identify patterns. See how market react. Okay, you guys see all of these lines here. This was patterns that I was identifying when price was doing it, actually. Okay, so yes, when price was here, I draw my flag. I knew this will drop. Okay, then I understand that this is a corrective move, will go up. Okay, so yes, all of this, it's on lower time frame too. Okay, so it's good for you guys, to find and start identify patterns. Okay, patterns speak to you. Okay, this is very, very important. Guys, yes, market is not moving, only this type of flag. Okay, you can see, this type of flag. Okay, yes, you can see this. Okay, you can see this. Okay, it's a lot of things that you guys can see. Okay, it's not only this. Okay, so you need to identify patterns and identify again corrective moves from aggressive moves. Okay, yes, we have aggressive move here. Okay, but look, we're still in correction base or our impulsive point. Okay, so that's why you need to understand where you at, see left, find your impulse, big impulse. Okay, all of these guys will come with practice. Okay, so everyone have any other questions?
Yes. Is the correction move usually as long as the impulse, whether if it's a impulse bearish or bullish?
It depends. Okay, here it's you will put your Fibonacci to count the correction, and you will see lower time frame to see how price is reacting to different levels on Fibonacci. Okay, because yes, sometimes we can have a 61% retracement. Some other times you can have all the way 100%. If this is you can say it's your impulse. Okay, because some traders they will say this is my impulse. Some others this is my impulse. It depends. So here you have 100% retracement. Sometimes you can have even more extension retracement. Okay, here you will understand it on lower time frame how price is hitting your levels. Okay.
Yes.
So that's it, guys. Yes, I'm traveling in 1 hour, so yes, I need to pack things up and go to the airport. Okay, so thank you guys for attending today, and hope everyone learned something new today. Okay, on Sunday I will do a weekly market outlook on IML TV. Okay, and yes, I hope everyone that's in IML TV can join and see my weekly outlook. On weekly outlook, we'll just go all over these pairs and see potentials for the week. Okay, the best potentials for the week. Okay, guys, so thank you very much, everyone. Okay, have a nice rest of the weekend.
You be careful.
Yeah, thank you, Mario.
Thank you, Marios.
Because we need you on IML TV Sunday, so don't you have too much fun, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you again. We always enjoy you when you come. Thank you so much, and we'll definitely be following you on IML TV. Congrats. Congrats.
Thank you, guys. And yes, trade with care, everyone. Okay, a very good week is going to come. It's NFP week. Okay, so don't, go crazy and all of this. The second quarter is starting next week also. Okay, so trade with care and let's make some money. Okay, guys. So bye-bye, everyone. Have a nice rest of the weekend, and we will talk. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. All right, man. Thanks.
Later.
Take care.
All right, guys. That's it. We have spent an hour and a half on the chart. Miss Mahogany is going to come talk to us about something very important. She gives a good mindset talking about risk management, trade planning. She's very meticulous, very organized, and very well structured. The last time she was on here, she blew people away with how organized she is and how she pre-plans every move and every trade, and she keeps track of every trade she takes. So welcome, Miss Mahogany. She's going to close us out tonight, and I'm going to mute and step back into the background and enjoy some time with my family.
Thank you, Gwen. Thank you so much. And if Marios is still on, thank you so much, Marios. You guys don't understand how much money you just received from Marios. And like Gwen said, I'm talking about mindset. And there were some things that were said that came from Marios and also the chat that strictly hits on mindset. Marios talked about fear. If you are doing a trade and you are in fear, don't trade. If you are trading and you are in fear, that means you don't trust your call, so don't trade. If you are desperate for money, you need to be in demo, because that means if you're desperate for money, you're taking calls based on money, not price action, and you will lose. Money does not care about you. Forex and the market does not care about you. Forex and the market is about brokers putting in calls, wanting to make money for their banks, make money for their hedge funds. And we are retailers in this market. What Mario taught is for us as retailers how to understand the market so we can participate in it.
Hey,
but if you come in,
Mahogany, and I wish I had said this before you started. Guys, the reason this is so important, I've had so many people come to me who were blowing their accounts or who were losing money. And once I identify, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with your markups. It came down to their mindset. And within a week or two of focusing on their mindset or listening to Trading in the Zone, they started making money. So 90% of trading is the mindset. Only 10% is skill set, guys. The skill set is the easy part. Once you get your mind right, you're going to get your money right. So really pay attention to this. And I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I just wanted you guys to understand how very important this is. I mean, you may look at it and say, well, this is not marking up charts. You can mark up charts till you're blue in the face, but if you don't have the mindset going into that trade, you're going to lose every time. All right. And I stopped sharing my screen. You can share yours anytime you're ready, Mahogany. Thank you.
Sure. No, thank you for saying that, Gwen, because that is absolutely true. You can mark up a chart, and if your mindset is not confident in your marking, you're going to get in the trade and go opposite of your markup. Mindset is very, very important. I heard Lee Allen tell me over a year ago, if you are in fear, you're going to lose. Don't trade. I've heard this so many times from different people who are making money. Mindset is about what you think and also what you feel. And if you are thinking that you cannot do this, you cannot do this. So mindset when it comes to charting and being a trader is the same thing as far as life. In anything you do in life, if you feel that you cannot, you will not. The power of you is in your thought process and in your feelings. If you tell people you broke and you keep saying, I'm broke, you broke. You will be broke. Money will just stop showing up for you. Or you say, I live paycheck to paycheck. You will live paycheck to paycheck, and that's how it will be for you. You have to be aware of what you're saying and thinking and feeling. And we take that and put it into trading. Like Gwen said, you can mark up charts and be a pro till you're blue in the face. And if you have a negative thought process, if you are not disciplined, focused, and confident, you won't have it easy. Please write this down. I am disciplined, I am focused, and I am confident. These are 3 things that you need to have with trading. You have to focus. As you are learning, you have to focus on that which you are learning. If you are learning to trade and you are showing up once a week for this ForexNChill, no matter how good it is, you won't be as good as you can be because you're not giving enough focus to it. You have to study. Study to show thyself approved. You have to study. Gwen mentioned a book called Trading in the Zone, and that is the #1 book I will recommend to everyone. The book, again, is called Trading in the Zone. This book was written by Mark Douglas. He is about confidence, discipline, and focus. This is a person who's been trading for a very long time, and he's helping people who have the same thought process when it comes to trading and helping you change your thought process. There is no difference from you and Mario's. There is no difference from you and Gwen. There is no difference from you and Grant. There is no difference from you and Jamie. There is no difference between you and me. The difference is our thinking. That's the only difference we ever will have. And if you're thinking, I cannot do this, if you're thinking negatively, if you're thinking I always lose, this is too much, this is overwhelming, I can't do this, that thought process will lead to you not winning. And that's just it. There is the magic sauce. The magic sauce. There really is no magic sauce. Because we just sat here on a training with Mario's and he gave us the magic. We come on Forex'nChill and we learn the magic is market structure. If we all have the same information, why are some of us losing and why are some of us winning? It's about how we're thinking and how we're feeling. Now, if you look at my screen, Trading in the Zone, the main theme of this book that you guys have to get, find it online, find it on YouTube, audio book it, find the PDF. You need to read this book. Say this again.
I said we can't see your screen.
You cannot see my screen. Thank you for saying that because I thought I was sharing. So let me share. Can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you very much, whoever said that. So, Trading in the Zone. You got to get this book. This has to be part of your reading. This has to be. When you trade and you don't have your mindset in the right place, you are trading in vain. And this is just not for trading. When you wake up every day and you say, I hate my job, you have a bad day. If you wake up in the morning and say, today, I'm going to enjoy my day. I'm going to enjoy the people around me. I'm going to make today a good day. You're going to have a better day. The difference between both of those days was just your mindset. The day was the same. You went to work and did the same thing. You have to open yourself to your mindset. When you're desperate, and when I hear people saying, I can't, I need this, I want to do that, that means you aren't listening. That means you aren't open. If you are not listening, you can't learn. If you knew what to do and how to trade, then you wouldn't need us and you wouldn't be on here. If you say, I don't like this and I don't like that, that's part of the issue. Because you're not open to listening. And there's nothing that anybody can do for you. You have to, your mindset is your thing. Different people give the same thing in different languages. If somebody is saying something in a way that you can't receive it, find somebody else. But at the same time, you still have to be open in your thought process about it. So when you're reading Trading in the Zone, this is some breakdowns that I have for people. He talks about how does a trader stay confident and disciplined in the face of uncertainty. Bottom line, the market is 50%. 50% buy, 50% sell. That's just how it goes. If you are more than 50% losing, you are more than likely dealing with mindset issues. Because you can't go wrong. The market is going 50% sell or 50% buy, so half of the time you got to be right. And if more than half of the time you ain't right, then it's the thought process. Your mental framework for success in trading is about your thought process. The challenges that people are facing when it comes to trading is their psychological and technical issues. But we're covering technical. We got you on technical. We cannot get you on mindset. Mindset is an inside job. What is your faith? Whether you're meditating, whether you are in prayer, whether you think positive, whatever it is, your mindset that you are having every day is affecting how you trade. And again, it's not just about trading. It's your everyday. If you're negative every day, you're going to be negative in trading. If you say, I can't trade, this is too hard, that's what you're going to get. You have to positively reaffirm yourself. You have to ask yourself empowering questions. You got to know your why. Why are you trading? I'm trading because I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm trading because I have a business that is really good. I need more income and I want to get off the ground. I'm trading because I have business ventures that I want to fund. I'm trading because my family deserves more. I'm trading because I want to spend more time with my family. These are things that as you are trading, you need to be focused on. Marios didn't say this, but I know for a fact he's not focused on money. He's focused on percentages. Because one thing, you are an investor when it comes to trading. It's about the return on your investment. So that's even a mindset shift. You have to now think like an investor. You can't be an employee coming to trading. As an employee, people tell you when to clock in, when to clock out, what time is your lunch, if you can take vacation, if you can take holiday, if you can go to your doctor's appointment, how long you can stay on your vacation. Trading is not like that. Trading is about freedom. Trading is so free, you have to create your own schedule. You have to create your own strategy. You have to come into this with a mindset. It's not about money. Even though we want to make money, honestly, it's not. You are an investor. What is the return on your investment? Are you using proper risk management? These are all mindset shifts. You cannot come into this as an employee. You are an owner of your own business. You are a trader. You are an investor. Mind shift. No more employee. This is not employee mentality. And one thing when it comes to employee mentality, unfortunately, we have more of an employee mentality that keeps that job than we do that keeps us trading. We make sure we show up every single day. We make sure we get up so that we clock in on time. And if we're running late, we all scared. We running late. We going to get dock pay. They going to be mad. And then when it comes to trading and training, you can't show up to certain trading sessions. You can't wake up for London session. It's just like if you can't wake up for the session for when the market is moving, it's the same thing as you not showing up for your job. And if you don't show up for your job, you get fired. You don't make no money. If you don't show up for trading, you don't make any money. Mindset. Mindset. This is not get rich quick. When you go to a job, they tell you how to do and what to do. Fortunately enough, you're in a team where we're telling you and we're sharing with you those things that you should be doing. And if you're telling me that you don't want to, or you don't like it, you firing your own self. You have to be open. You got to show up. Some takeaways when it comes to reading, trading in the zone. You have to understand there's a big difference between predicting and executing trades. We cannot predict the market. We read the market. Mario sat here for an hour and showed you how he reads the market. He does not tell it what it's going to do. He reads what it's doing, and he comes up with probabilities. When you predict what the market could do, when he's coming with these possibilities, I say possibilities, that's the easy part. Executing a trade is more difficult because it's about the thought process and the confidence. You can say, I looked at the chart. These are for people who've been here for a while. I've looked at the chart. I know it's going to go in an uptrend. If you sit there and you watch it go into an uptrend, this is the complexity of executing a trade. This is the mindset. This is the fear. If you're jumping into a trade before it tells you what it's going to do, this is the fear of missing out. You have to have confidence. You have to have humility. You have to have discipline. You have to have focus to properly trade. This is a mindset. We can help you with that, but you have to be open. This is a you job. Just like it's a you job to show up and to mark up charts, this is a you job in thought process. Hindsight is always 20/20. We can tell you what the market did after it did it. Part of our job is learning how the market moved in the past so that we can help see possibilities of the future. It is like playing chess. We are always thinking about the possibilities. We got to manage fear. There's not hesitating. If you know you marked up your chart, you know your patterns, you know your confirmations, you can't hesitate. And then when you are in a trade, for our experienced traders, if it's not working, if it's wrong, if you sit there and say, oh, I made a bad call, get out. Don't just sit there and say, I'm going to see what it's going to do and I'm going to let it ride. Get out. Fear is the main factor of people losing in trading. This is mindset. Mindset is I cannot do it. Mindset is saying I can do this. The power of I am, you just don't understand. You can find information that says I am is the name of God. So when you say I am, you are professing all of your power. I am broke. I am stupid. I can't do this. I am losing. I am this. I am that. Whatever you put behind it is. I am amazing at listening. I am opening to hearing what people who are experienced have to say. I am going to learn this. There's going to be a difference between the person who speaks I am in positives and the person who speaks I am in negative. That's just bottom line how it is. It's not personal. It's just what it is. When you're fearful, you're hesitant, you can't even think straight. You can't even see the markup. You can't even see for our advanced traders that you mark something up and that it's going to go in that direction. When you're in fear, you're blaming everybody else. Oh, that person told me this and that was a bad call, and you're blaming everybody else. You have to accept responsibility for your trading. If somebody gives you a signal and you input that signal, accept the responsibility that you input the trade, which is why we here learn how to do market structure so we are able to take our own trades. So we don't have to look for other people giving us information. For you new people, when you first start, it will be very different. You will go through a learning curve. Just get through it. Show up. Study. Listen. Nobody's asking anybody new to start trading. And when you do, you're going to have a demo account. Practice with the demo account. This is really easy if you make it, and it is really hard if you make it. Your fears will cause you to lose. Get in late, get in too soon. Something that could be a small loss could be a big loss because you're moving your stop loss, or you're not putting in a stop loss. Getting out early. Getting out of a trade to catch profits when you've marked it up to go even longer than it should be going. This is all fear, mindset. Take responsibility. It's okay. I didn't say blame yourself. I said take responsibility. You are not doing this because this is a hobby. You are doing this to change your financial future and to build a legacy. You are doing this because you have something greater on your life that needs to happen. You are doing this because you have a family that depends on you showing up. You're doing this because you got medical bills. Your mom is not doing too well. Your father's not doing too well. Your family needs help. You could be a single person and nobody else is dependent on you. You're doing this because you want to live a better life. The only way you're going to get through this is mindset. And this is not about trading. This is about everything. It is so important when you go to sleep at night that you are thinking about the life you want. If you go to sleep at night thinking about everything that went wrong for the day, you're going to wake up with everything that's going to go wrong today because of what happened yesterday. And I'm living reality. That is not reality. And then again, if your reality is that messed up, why do you want to keep on living it? Why do you keep on repeating it in your mind? Create something different. Mindset is the only thing you have control over. Nobody can take away your mindset. Nobody can take away your power of thought. You have to give it away or you have to not use it. That is the only way that you fail in mindset. It is the only thing you have control over. You can't control your kids. You can't control your spouse. You can't control your neighbors. You can't control your family. You can only control your thought process. And if your thought process is rampant of fear, then you're living a very fearful life. You're living an undesirable life. People are like, well, how do I do it differently? All these things around me, all these negative things, how do I do it differently? It's about a thought. It's one day at a time. It's saying this that's happening is only temporary. This is temporary. I am bigger than this. I am better than this. I deserve more. I deserve a good life. I am full. I am confident. And if you don't believe it, you're going to fake it until you make it. And when you say these words, eventually the feeling will change, because you can say a lot of things, but if you don't feel it, it will not change. You got to call on your life something different. Say things that are empowering. Don't ask, what do I keep doing wrong? Ask, what is it that life is showing me that I need to listen to? Isn't that better than what am I doing wrong? Because automatically in you saying that, you're saying that something about you is wrong. And you feel that, and that tears away at you. But when you ask, what is life trying to show me that I can be open to? That's empowering. That's a thought-provoking question. Because when you say, what am I doing wrong? Life can only show you what you are doing wrong. When you are saying, what is life trying to unfold for me? What is life trying to show me? What is it that I need to hear? That's a completely different question. And you may see and hear, oh, that thing may not be for me. Oh, this thing is for me. Oh, that thing that I've been trying to get into, that's the wrong way. Or that thing that I'm trying to get into, I need to keep going. When you open yourself up to the empowerment of it all, you can only get an empowering answer. When you open yourself up to the negativity of it, you can only get the negative side of it. Again, mindset. So we're going to end this here, because only thing you need to really understand and take away from this is that fear is really never happening. Think about the things that you fear and that they never even happen. I'm scared I won't be able to pay this bill, and then you pay it. You spent a week or 3 weeks or a few days worried about a bill that you eventually paid. Oh, my kids, they're going through this and that, and oh my God, what if, like, you spend that time in fear and it doesn't even happen? I know you guys understand thinking about something negative that never even happens. Do you understand that you just gave your life away to something that didn't even happen? In trading, you give your life and your thought process away to something negative. You're spending that time being negative, and you're not even opening yourself up to the possibilities of the positive. And it kills me when people talk about reality and this is what's going on and this is bad and that's bad. I'm not saying life doesn't happen. I'm talking about how, as you think, you're better able to handle those challenges that come up. When you think about what life has to offer you and what is life trying to unfold, what is it that you need to see, you can handle the challenge better. It does not mean that challenges won't happen. It just means that you'll be in a state of mind to be able to deal with it. Your mindset is everything. Even in trading, your mindset is everything. So when it comes to trading, when it comes to life, be open. Don't tell yourself what you can't do. Be open. Be confused. Confusion in trading is, you're supposed to be. That means your brain is trying to figure out the answer. If you're not confused, there's something wrong. Be confused. Does anybody have anything to say about mindset and what their experience has been when it comes to mindset? Somebody has to have an experience with mindset.
My experience has been opening to my mind to the fact, and it's like I repeat to other people all the time, that you will never become wealthy by working for someone else. Working and going to work every day is going to pay the bills. It's going to create comfort. But when it comes to creating wealth, we have to go beyond. We have to become investors, or we have to become entrepreneurs. That, we were all raised, go to school, work hard, save your money, and retire comfortably. But what happens to living in between all that? You know, we pay $40,000 to get an education, to work for $40,000 a year, to work 40 years to retire on 40%. And we are just making someone else rich. That investor, that entrepreneur, we are creating wealth for their family, but we're never creating it for our own. And it's like I tell people, when you die, your paycheck dies. You can't leave your paycheck to your family. But if you learn to trade Forex, this is a skill set that you can give to your spouse, to your children, to your nieces and nephews, to your friends and family around you. It's something that nobody can ever take away from them. You determine your paycheck. Your boss determines your paycheck at work, but you determine your paycheck when it comes to Forex. You can't pass that 4-year degree down to your kids. You can't pass that career down to your kids. But Forex is something that you're not just doing for you. You can change the lives of everyone around you and your family for generations to come. So just open your mind to the possibilities. Just look at Mario. He's 23, guys. At the age of 22, he left his last year of college. Now he takes care of his whole family and he travels. Look at Stevenson Lindor. He's in like 3 or 4 different countries per month, just trading and relaxing and enjoying life. And we're sitting here limited. We're already regretting going to work Monday morning. So just open your mind to the possibilities of what you are capable of doing with this skill set. And that you're not paying $40,000. And the reason I say $40,000, if you borrow $20,000 to go to college, by the time you pay it off 20 years from now, you've paid $40,000 or $50,000 back. Okay? So where else? And I paid $200 for this education. I came into iMarkets Live. I paid my $200. I got my 2 in free. So now my brother, he didn't trade this week. His father passed away. But last week, before the end of the week, he had cleared over $19,000 for the month of March. Okay? He has a master's degree, but his master's degree isn't paying him what Forex is paying him. So just open your minds to the possibilities. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have a credit check, a background check. We have people who were high school dropouts or just have a GED. We have people who pulled time in prison who are making 6 figures trading. Don't let society or anyone else tell you that there's anything limiting you to a 6 and 7 figure Forex trader. So just tell yourselves tonight and every day here forward, I am forever thankful and grateful now that I am a 7-figure trader, because we have the skill set, guys. We just got to get the mindset. And that's all I had to say. I know I said a little bit and a lot at the same time.
You said a lot. That's all so true, Gwen, because everybody relates to that. Everybody does. Who else has a mindset story for themselves? And we all need a mindset story. There's no way you're going to get through this without it.
I got one.
Go ahead.
All right. I just want to say that mindset is very, very important. Meaning that I'm not a religious person, but I'm very spiritual, if you could get the difference. But just my story real quick. When I started trading, I felt like the devil was getting at me more, because when you're about to get to the top, that's when the devil, well, God sends the devil to test your faith, to see if you're ready for it. So in my situation, I got to a lot of personal things where it just messed with me. I had to clear my head. So I stepped out and I was homeless for a minute. And I used that to talk to God to see what he wanted me to do. You know what I'm saying? And with that, he told me to talk to Gwen. And because my trading was a little off, but my mindset kept going, because I knew that you can't trade with a cloudy mind, because that's where you lose trades. So I stepped out to get to that. Then it led me to Gwen, and then she just started talking to me, getting me right more, telling me to keep pushing, keep going, that my situation don't stop me. It just made me a better person. So after that, it just keeping that faith, keeping that strong, and it got me stronger to the point that now that I'm an excellent trader, I ain't gonna say excellent, I'm a better trader, you know what I'm saying, than I was before. And taking my account to 5 figures now, starting with 140. So mindset is a very helpful tool.
Hey, Andrew, I hate to spotlight you, but you started with $140. That's what you had left.
Yes, ma'am.
That was in November. What has been your biggest trading day since?
Biggest trading day was actually 2 days ago. It hit well, I'll say $8,000. You know.
So guys, he took a $140 account back in November, and he just had an $8,000 day.
Yeah.
Now, granted, he has had losses. He's had losses and wins. Nobody wins every trade, but his account is now the size of somebody's annual income.
Yeah, my account right now, I took a 12% loss today, so it's back down to like 19,000. It was at 22, but it took a little 12% loss. But the whole thing about it is, because of my earnings, now I made 40% of what I had my total. So 40% profit is way better than a 12% loss. So, hey.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
And because you took those losses instead of letting them keep running, you lived to trade again.
Yes, ma'am, because my mindset was, I believe in the system. I know this worked. I know God put this for me for a reason. And I'm seeing all these winners behind me. I got all the support behind me. Keep going.
Y'all, everything was against this guy. Like he said, he was practically homeless. And he reached out to me. He's like, I don't have the money to pay for IML in the upcoming month, but don't give up on me because I'm coming back. I'm like, no, I need you to, let's jump on this computer right quick and let's see what's going on with your trades. He's like, well, I don't have Wi-Fi. I'm like, well, you need to get somewhere. And I think he went to a hotel he used to work at and went in their lobby and got their free Wi-Fi. And we did some one-on-one together to see what was wrong with his trading. And we got him on track. And here he is. Now he's enrolling people.
God is good. And only in 1 year. And oh, by the way, what's today, Friday? So exactly 3 weeks ago, I quit my job at Walmart. So I was getting $11 an hour, getting paid, $80 a day. And what really made me quit my job was when I had my $1,700 day and I had to go to work that same day. I was at work like, why am I here again? Like $80 for 10 hours, and I made $1,700 in about 3 to 4 hours. Like, that don't add up to me. So I took a leap of faith and said, I think I'm ready, and I'm taking this full time. And now I'm financially free. I ain't got to look at nobody's time clock. I ain't got to worry about nobody asking me why I'm late to work, or we ain't give you hours today, or we got to cut you, or we want you to come in extra, or you got to stay holidays. I don't do that. Now I can see my daughters coming off the bus. I can stay with my little 1-year-old, watch her grow up. I mean, that's what life's supposed to be. Not supposed to watch somebody else's pockets grow up.
Hey, Andrew, you said your salary was $11 an hour?
$11 an hour. I thought I was getting that money.
If you work 40 hours a week for a whole year, the annual salary at $11 an hour is $22,880. So you have your annual salary already trading. So, because I work some HR, and you take your salary times 2080, and your salary times 2080 is 22,880. So
is that after taxes?
And that's before taxes.
And that's before taxes.
When they take the taxes out, it's probably about 15,000.
So I made my year already.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you, Walmart.
Yes. And y'all guys heard it.
Wait, hold on. I want to leave them with this. I want to say this one thing. There's people that's meant to be kings and queens out here, and there are people that's meant to serve them. Which one are you? I'm not good to serve nobody. So that's all I want to say right there.
Hey, call me Lady G, Lady Guinevere.
And I think that is different from being of service to people, because he's being of service to people by sharing the story, and then having other people that he's sharing the story with, helping them understand that they too can have that. So he is being of service to others by sharing this. And again, remember when you guys heard him, his mindset was, he told Gwen, don't give up on me. In order for him to ask somebody to not give up on him, he had to already been thinking, I'm not giving up on myself. That's mindset, guys. That's mindset.
Hey, I wasn't about to let my brother lose.
Yes.
I was like, hey, you've been loyal to the team. You're on hard times. Let's get you taken care of because we don't want to lose you. You're too close to home, to give up now.
And that was Gwen's mindset on yes. Yes, saying yes. Somebody came to her and she said yes. There are people out there that don't want other people to win because they feel like they're in competition. I do not get that. And Gwen was in a place where she understood this is not a competition. Let me help you. That's a mindset, guys. Who else out there has mindset that they're going through? Just share what you are going through, what trading the trading has done for your mind. And it doesn't have to be all positive and rosy and all that kind of thing. If you're going through something, share that with us because somebody else is going through that too and they need to hear from you.
I have a mindset story to share.
Go ahead.
All right, it's not $140 to $17K, but last night I was in a trade, in a GBP trade. News came out and the trade went opposite, like completely opposite of what I had it in for. And I think in total I lost about, and I'm a newbie, so this is a lot of money to me. I lost like maybe 20, 22 bucks or something. And the week before when I went live, I had took, some losses. Of course, I was using proper risk management, but in my heart, it still felt like a big loss because I'm like, okay, I'm winning all my trades in my demo. I've got, my 50, I'm using strategy. And I couldn't understand why I was not seeing the same results in my live. Because the person that signed me up, one thing she told me was don't rush to lose your money. Like if you are not 100% confident in your trade, don't rush to go live. And it's like when I went live, I clammed up and I became insecure in what I had learned and what I was implementing in my demo account. So just as you were saying earlier, I was like pulling out of trades early. If I seen it go into like a test, I was pulling out because I'm like, oh no, I don't want to lose, my money. And I didn't have the right mindset. And I think it took me about 7 and finishing the book, You're a Bad A at Making Money and starting Think and Grow Rich. Somewhere between there, like my confidence grew. So like this morning when I woke up and I looked at my F4 account and I seen I lost money, instead of being upset or down or, just saying I'm not going to trade anymore, I immediately went to TradingView. I went back to the chart I was looking at. I looked at what went wrong. I, was identifying, okay, this was correction, and I went in for the opposite trade, and I didn't look left, and I just kind of corrected it, and I took like 3 trades that, that morning, and pretty much made all of my money back within a matter of 2 to 3 hours. And I really feel like, in my heart, it was because I did not have the losing mindset that said, okay, Crystal, you lost this trade, so you're not good at trading. Instead of having that mindset, I was just like, all right, I lost, but I've won before, so I know that I can win if I wait for my confirmations, if I use the strategy, if I'm patient, it has to work out because I believe in God, and this is not to push my beliefs on anyone else, but God made some promises to me in his word that I would be above and not beneath, the head and not the tail, the lender and not the borrower. So he can't tell me that, and then I keep having loss after loss after loss. At some point, he has to grant me a win because that's what he promised me. So that's always I know what my king promised me, and so I have to walk in that, and I have to have that posture and that confidence when I move and trade.
Yes, Crystal, yes. This is what I'm talking about. She talked about a boss move. She did a boss move. Okay, something happened. I'm not going to be fearful of it. What happened? And she went back and she looked at that trade. And she saw the mistake. Y'all, failure is a lesson in what not to do. And the only way to get that lesson is to go back and see what you did that you should not do again. She went back and she looked at her trade and she said, oh, it did this, it did that. That's what went wrong. So when she made her next move, she could make the best move. She just did a boss move. That is part of mindset. When you're in the right frame of mind, when you're in your right thinking, you can make right decisions. Let me go back and see what I did. Terrell, he is a 8-figure trader. He did Forex'NChill, I believe, last week. He's on here often. Amazing trader. Amazing trader. 8 months to where he's at with 8 figures. And he always said, there is never a loss. I always was able to go back and see what happened and turn that loss into the right mindset. To learn what he did that was not the correct way, to be able to see what the correct way is. Y'all, that's mindset. She just did a boss move. If you guys have a trade and it goes the opposite direction, back test. Back test is going to see what happened. Where did you get in at? Where was your stop loss? Where did you take profit at? Okay, so how did the trade go through? Mario showed us. He went through that replay button on TradingView. He showed us how to back test. Going back to where that trade was. What pattern did it make? Oh, okay, so it flagged, but then it was an expanding flag. And I thought that this expanding flag was going to take off, and it went so far, but then it pulled back down and kicked me out. Okay, I got to look at my patterns. Next time I know to be aware of this pattern. Boss move mentality. Thank you, Crystal, for sharing that, because many people, they go through what you just explained, but they go through it and they did what you said that you did not do, was you did not have a losing mentality. You had the mentality of being a winner, and then you were able to go back and see what happened so that you can exercise that winning mentality. Thank you so much. Anybody? Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to put the guy's name on blast, but I'm going to give a mindset story of him. He just told me just like 2 weeks ago that he has baby number 6 on the way from his wife, you know? And he didn't say, oh, let me take this $250 that I paid for IML to save it for my baby's Pampers. He came to me and said, I need something life-changing. So I introduced him to Forex. And now he's here. He just signed up today. And you see the mindset with that? He's seen the power of it watching me, watching us. And then now he signed up because he wants something to change his whole life with his family. And he believes in this system. You see that? Mindset. Now watch his story. To be continued.
Yeah, it's like I tell people, everything you use for an excuse, I can turn it into a reason. If your excuse is I can't afford it, I'm like, you can't afford not to, Lord. Or I don't have enough time. I'm like, then you need to learn to trade Forex so you can create more time in your life. You know, every excuse you got, I can give you a reason.
Yes. That's mindset, guys. That's mindset. People are, I ain't got time. I ain't got the money.
And you know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just entered, brought in 2 people today, and they're both my cousins, and they're actually both brothers. And one thing about me, my whole family knows I've always been in. I got 2 bachelor's degrees in business, one in business and marketing, one in business and management. And when I got my degrees in college, I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but how can I implement this in real life? Because, you know, I go to school. And, you know, of course, I go to school to get a job to pay the school back, basically. You know, so it's like, damn, what am I? No, excuse my name. I apologize. Are we still recording? Or can I talk? Okay, I apologize. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I go to school, go to college just to get this knowledge and this education, to get this education and to get this degree, to basically have to pay back the school. You know, the schools, the government, to get this education, which is fine. But I got 2 cousins that just joined, and one day they was like, yo, I'm excited. Before then, I was telling about the opportunity, and it kind of brushed me off. I was like, oh, okay, cousin, yeah, I know what you got. You know, I know you do business, but we got jobs. You know, we don't have time to do this. And working a 9 to 5 is cool, but I'd be darned. Notice I said darned. I'd be darned if I let somebody tell me what I'm worth an hour. You know, like you're worth $10, $15 an hour, but yet I'm making the boss, thousands and thousands of dollars, which is not a part of it. That's what business is about. But I look at it and they be like, well, they say, well, hey, is this a Ponzi scheme? This a pyramid scheme? Or like, what? Your job is a pyramid scheme because you work for somebody building their dreams, but you're not working to build your dreams. Mm-hmm. Because you're working for somebody else. So I'm not saying people can't get, be wealthy and be comfortable at their job. Working 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's what they taught us going to school. I never was taught going to school to be an entrepreneur, to be a businessman, to work for yourself. I never was taught that in school, ever. So, and I'm 36. I don't know how old y'all are, but I'm in my age bracket, the schools that I went to, I've never was taught to be an entrepreneur, to go out there. And I never knew anything about trading unless it was Wall Street. And like I think Ms. Gigi said one time, like I said, they've been doing this for 50 plus years, right? Correct? About 30, 50 plus years.
This go back to Bible days. This is back in the days they were
Exactly, but nobody told us about this. No, if I'd have known about this 20 years ago, I probably wouldn't have done half the things I've done to make money. So, absolutely, this is a great opportunity for people to come financially free, learn while you earn, invest. People don't understand about investing in yourself. And then when I talk to people about the spread, they were like, well, man, what do you do? Like because I'm a disabled vet, so I'm gonna tell my success story on it since we're on it. I'm a disabled vet. I can't go get a regular 9 to 5 job like everybody is because of my disability. I can't. There's no way it's possible. But at the same time, I got a family to feed. I got kids. I got 2 kids in college right now and 2 little ones that's on the way to high school. So I'm in middle school now. So I have to make sure that I can be able to provide for them, not only just physically, emotionally, guidance, probably, but also financially, teach them a skill set. Because growing up, that wasn't taught. It was you get your education and you work for somebody else. This is an opportunity where you can learn a skill set and you can eat for the rest of your life. So it's just, I don't know if everybody heard the knowledge you can teach. You can fish for somebody and they can eat for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, they can eat for the rest of their life. This is like almost that same analogy. And I started about a month ago, and there's only certain people on here that know me, that know who I am. But I've been doing this for about a month, and I've created wealth already, and I see what it's going. And like you said, it's all about having that confidence, learning, taking that initiative, take action. Because there's 7 days out the week, but someday it's not one of them. I don't know if y'all caught that. So it's like you got to you see the progression, So now that I'm doing it, a lot of people that I was talking about it before, they was like, oh yeah, well that's cool, because I've done network marketing before, but this takes a whole nother different toll on network marketing. Like I'm seeing people that I've been only for a month, people that joined after me and almost already hitting their 5-figure mark. What? Wait a minute. That just gives me more, drive and ambition and confidence. Like, this is where it's at. So I definitely think everybody on here who gets on here on every Friday, Ms. Gigi and all the new educators and trainers and things of that nature, to get on here and teach us these things, because it's a great opportunity. So I'm definitely glad I'm a part of the team. That's just what I wanted to say,
Well, thank you, Will, for sharing, because exactly as you said, it's about having that thought process, and that thought process that many of us have is to go work for somebody else. I had that same realization a while back. It's been 15 years and I've been working for other people, corporations, running branches, making $50,000 a month for them to be okay and put myself on the leaderboard. But if I can do all of this and run myself ragged, why can't I work this hard for myself?
Absolutely.
What were you going to say? Was Sue about to speak?
I have a mindset story.
Go ahead.
I am a full-time student, and I joined last week. Okay. And I'm on spring break right now. So I had to retrain myself. I have 8 o'clock classes. And so my thing was, okay, the market opens and it goes at 2 o'clock in the morning. He was like, listen, you got to be up. So I was like, okay. So my whole last week of school was, I can't wait because I need to retrain myself. This is what I need to do. So my whole spring break, when everybody's out vacationing and, as old boys say, holidaying, I'm here and I'm learning the program. I know it's a process and I'm learning the process. I be too excited sometimes. So my thing right now is, I was thinking this week, I was like, dang, I got to go back to school Monday. But I done came too far to turn around. So that's just accomplishment. I'm like 91% finished with completion of my degree. But with Forex, I'm learning now with my mindset that there's endless possibilities. So I've changed my mindset and I'm looking in a new direction. So that's my mindset right now. To finish my degree and pace myself to learn Forex. Before it was just bio, chemical, hazmat. Now everything, I go to sleep and I dream trades. Honestly, I had a dream. I fell asleep with my computer in my hand.
I was the only one who said that.
And I woke up and I was like, wait a minute, because all I seen was red. Like I was getting sales. I was getting sales and I woke up. So I said, wow, because before I would go to sleep and I'm thinking about anatomy, I'm thinking about teeth, bone structures. Now I'm thinking about trades, sales, because I was in a sale. So I was like, okay, let me get up. Hold on. I was like, wait a minute. So my sale ain't come through? All right, well, let me sit up and be in the market. So my mindset is to create financial freedom, to do what I want. And if I choose to be a dentist, then that's what I choose. And it'll probably be for a couple hours. But my mindset is to be a 6-figure, 7-figure trader. So my mindset has changed.
Nice. Oh my God, I love these stories and these examples of people while they're going to school, like they're running and they're walking into what were told they had to do to be successful, and they are there in that spot. And they're learning a new reality about money. And that is so wonderful, because how many of us walk that same road about, let's go to college, and not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but let's go to college, let's get this degree. Okay, well, let me go back and get my PhD. Okay, let me go back and get my master's. So that make more money. And then now they're learning that, okay, well, that's an opportunity that I can choose to take. I don't have to make that choice based on I want to make money. I can make that choice to be a dentist because that's my passion. I can make money with Forex. I can go to school to be a doctor because that's my passion. But I know how I can make money, and that is just so wonderful to be in a space to have that knowledge and to have that mindset and that power of choice. That is a choice that many people didn't think that they had a few years back. A few years back, people couldn't even trade online. You had to have $100,000 to be able to trade in a broker's account. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that you were in a unique spot. I will not say I wish I would have been in college when this came to me, because I'm not gonna knock when it came to me. But that is just amazing that you are where you are, and you get to make a decision about your passion, and you get to make a decision about your college and about what you're going to do to make money, and not feel that this is the only way that you can make money. That's a mindset powerhouse right there.
Another thing is, I'm sorry, but I apologize. Let me mute myself again.
I just kind of wanted to give my little insight off of what Bathsheba said, I actually started trading 9 months ago while I was a full-time college student in my last semester. So I can definitely relate to where she's coming from, because I actually went to school to pursue physical therapy. And I was in my last semester when I found out about Forex. I grew an ultimate passion to be a full-time trader. Until this day, I don't work a job anymore. I'm just a full-time trader, and I'm forever grateful for it, because even still, while having to write 30-page papers, still having to study for finals, I always put Forex first, because I knew this would be my way out, my way to retire my parents, and I'm grateful.
Nice. See? Options. This has created so much options. College was sold as this is how you are going to be able to live your life. And then most of us know, who've been through college, your degree is not what you end up working. But they still want that paper. They still want to see that you went to college, to give you that job. But it has nothing to do with that job. But it's just amazing to see that people, they have the choice. I'm going here because I want this knowledge, and this is something that I enjoy doing, not because I have to go here so that I can make money. They're getting to see the power of choice between passion and money. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's mindset. These are things that you're in a place where you are able to make these choices on how to view your future, how to look at your future. I can do more. There's no fear in I have to choose to do something because this is going to give me money and I need money to live. So now I have a fear going on. That's power. Anybody else want to share their mindset situation?
Can I share my sister's?
Sure.
Hey everybody. I found out about this. In fact, my sister and I were getting ready to go on a cruise. We're in Miami, and I ran into somebody in a hotel that asked them about it. I didn't even want to go on my cruise. I didn't know anything about it. I was going downstairs to get coffee. I came up, and I earned 6 figures on my job. So, but I always had a business. I have a business. I'm a licensed insurance agent, and I wrote for my goals in November that I wanted to learn how to trade. So fast forward to January, I run into somebody that's in iMarkets. I go get a cup of coffee, come back to my hotel room, and I'm Googling, looking. I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't even want to go on a cruise because I know I'm not going to have Wi-Fi or good Wi-Fi. I tell my sister about it. She's like, oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. And she's really not that engaged. We get back on a cruise. A week or so later, I sign up, and I'm studying. I drive a lot because, like I said, I'm an insurance agent. I'm always listening to YouTube, and Forex is everything now, right? So finally, I was telling my sister about it, and I let her listen to one of the calls, and she was like, that's it, I'm in. She had surgery day before yesterday. Yesterday, coming out of surgery, or coming out of the hospital, she texted me, man, that London market is going. I'm like, what are you talking about? You just had surgery. You're being discharged from the hospital. But she's so in tune, and she's only been signed up for like a week. She was going to wait until after she had her surgery. But she's been studying, and she's so in tune that she's coming out of anesthesia talking about the London market and Brexit. I couldn't believe it. But we're so excited, and we're learning, and I'm paper trading. She's not yet, but I'm getting ready to go live, and I just appreciate everybody. And but when do you guys sleep? Because I haven't slept.
That's a question for Gwen, because Gwen never sleeps. She always up. If I send a message, she just bling, bling, return.
You know what? I have almost everything muted except my Forex people. 99% of my Telegram and Facebook chats are muted, so I can get the important stuff. Want to make sure my people are making money. But I can tell you, like, we had Terrell on here. Terrell hit 6 figures in 7 months while working a full-time job. And he only takes 2 to 3 trades per week, and he will stack that trade. He'll take, just like Marius was showing GCAD, they'll stack it like on the 5-minute or 15-minute and write it all the way down. I know he was up over Terrell was up over 400 pips on that GCAD, and then a couple hundred on GJ today. So those would be like the only trades he takes. But scheduling and time management is important. What we do, most of us in this group, we do our markups on Saturday or Sunday while the market is closed. It's the best time to look at the overall picture and see what you think it's going to do. So we do our markups on Saturday or Sunday. We isolate the high probability trades and we disregard everything else. Okay, so if you mark up everything, just say you have 2 dozen apples and you only take out your best 5 apples, and those are the ones that you focus on for the remainder of the week, because chasing every single trade is a good way. I mean, if you have 5 wild kids running around the room in different directions, how do you choose which one to keep up with? So you think about this, why I don't want to juggle 5 or 6 different trades when I can find 1 or 2 good setups and milk them and stack them. If you know this pair is due for a correction or a move of 400 or 500 or 1,000 pips like we saw tonight, why are you chasing something that's only going to give you 15, 20, 30 pips when I can take this big ride down and stack it? So mark up on Saturday or Sunday, isolate the good trades. Okay, he will go to work and he will come home, do his dinner or whatever, look at the market about 20 or 30 minutes, go to bed, set the alarm, get up at 3 o'clock. If the move's ready, make the trade, go back to bed. Set your stop loss, go to bed. And his first week that he made like $16,000 on one trade, he did his markups. He did his little routine. Come Thursday night, his pair finally moved. He took one trade, made $16,000. He took one trade that week.
And he was sleeping while that money was made.
He woke up. He put in his trade, went to bed, and woke up. So it's time management and scheduling, and it's not chasing all the wild children running around the room. It's taking that one child or that one trade and focusing on it and maintaining it and getting the best that you can out of that high probability trade. There's 30 things you can trade plus. So why am I going to try and trade all 30 when I can feed the whole house off one move? So just throw out the bad trades every week, and focus on the good ones, and you'll be able to sleep. Now that I trade full time, shoot, once 11 sessions over, I go back to bed and I just wake up whenever my body wants to wake up.
Nice. Okay, guys, we as you see, mindset is having a plan. Mindset is showing up. Mindset is having a why. Some people it's their children. Some people is their family. Some people is themselves. Some people is their dream. Some people is they're starting their life and they want to not have to connect their passion or their education with the amount of money that they're going to make. But everybody, who's that?
Yeah, it's Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Oh my God, where you been? I was thinking about you. I'm here in Robinson County, by the way.
Oh, I'm sitting here. I've been listening the whole time. But I was in that room with Gigi and Marios and Terrell, and I think was it Mark was in there, the other guy.
Yeah, Marcus. The other day when we were watching Brexit Live.
And so I was watching them, and people think, oh, I got to go all in. If I want it traded, I got to go all in. I'm not going to make any money on it. And these guys are 6-figure traders, and they're trading. They're playing around at the top of the market, waiting for that big trade. But you think they're playing around with standards, and they're not, because they were trading with like 0.10 just to test the market to see what was going to happen with the market. They're not even trading at the beginning of that move with big standards. They're waiting. Their chart's marked up, and they're waiting. They'll get in with a small lot size, and then when it crosses that 1 hour, then they hammer it as hard as they can, and that's where they're making their money. They kill it on that 1 hour. So that's when you need to, when you mark up your charts, you don't sit there and look at, hey, I'm trading on the. That's when they say you're not really trading on the 15 minute. that's your entry, and that's that test entry. But when it crosses that 1 hour, that's when they kill it, and that's when they're making their money.
Yep, and that's when it comes to trade management and properly planning out your trades. But yeah, they just focused on like two good moves. And GCAD during Brexit was the only one they were concerned with. It had the highest probability of giving the most amount of pips, and they caught it at the top, and they will ride it for the 1,000 pips. I've seen these guys. GCAD was the first pair to give me 400 pips. I got in on Thursday. When the market opened on Friday, I was up 400 pips. I got out prematurely. First big trade. A few hours later, it fell another 100 pips. So I left money on the table, and that comes down to mindset. You're sitting there, like, oh my God, I'm up 400 pips. Let me close this trade. When I could, you know what another 100 pips is? And we're talking about people. I see people making 10, 12 trades to get 100 to 200 pips, but you're sitting here getting 400, and if you stack it and catch something every 50 or 75 pips, you can turn a 400 pip move into 1,500 pips off of one pair. So yeah, don't chase all the junk running around out there. Just find these good trades and make the most of them. I know when I started trading, I used to have 10 trades open on my MT board. Jesus Christ.
I know
If I had to do that now, I'd go crazy. Once I get over like 2 trades, I hope they're in the same pair so I can get out at the same time. I'm like, Jesus.
And like Gigi said, mark up your charts. Today it's 12:50 Saturday morning. My charts are marked up and I'm ready for next week. And all I do, that gives me time tomorrow to go back through my charts and study them again, to look at them again. And then tomorrow I'll actually sit down and I'll pick out my high trades, the ones that will make me the most money before it opens on Sunday. But I won't trade on Sunday because I've found out I don't like Sundays anymore to trade.
Yeah, Terrell only trades Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and makes 6 figures. My brother made 6 figures trading a 0.20 in a year, swing trading, and stacking the swing trades. He wasn't out there jumping in and out, in and out. He got UJ from the bottom, and it took it 4 months to get to the top. And he stacked it. He held his bottom trade for 4 months. Rode it all the way to the top off the weekly.
Imagine if he was...
And now he just went from 0.20. This guy's got 6 figures in his account. And I just had to convince him to go to a standard.
Imagine if he had rode that for a standard, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, why are you still trading at 0.20 when you got 6 figures sitting in your account? And he didn't withdraw 1 penny until he hit 50,000. And then he said, once I hit 50,000, I'll start making withdrawals for whatever is over 50,000. So he made 6,000 that month off of a 0.20, pulled out 6,000 and enjoyed it for the first time.
That's I've been packing away like a pack rat. I don't want.
Yeah, you know, like Terrell hit 6 figures in 7 months, and here he was at his 1 year before he did anything for himself, and he went out and spent $5,000 on matching Louis bags.
Well,
but the day he had that, the day he had that $16,000 day was like in October. Guess what he did? He fed 200 people for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he did the stuff for other people before he even poured any money out for himself.
So, yeah, the universe is greatly giving back to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles, all the Forex'nCchill go up on, I've put them all up except for one, and that's whenever, a couple months ago when Terrell got on and gave us that gravy on Rinkos. See, we've been trading Rinkos for a while. Lindor's just now bringing it out on IML TV, but he taught us Rinkos like a year ago. And when he gave me that strategy, I didn't put it on YouTube because nobody had released Rinkos at the time, and that was something he kept for his private students. So yeah, all the Forex'nCchills except that one are on YouTube.
Hey, if you and what I like to do is also when I mark up my charts, I'll go ahead and determine on which way I think it's going to go, and then when Lindor does his markups on Sunday, I'll take and match mine to his to see if my thought process is the same way his is.
Oh, hey, Brittany, yeah, everything we just did, the market is closed. Once it closes on 5 o'clock on Saturday, You have until 5 o'clock on Sunday to mark them up. And you see, you can mark up a chart in 30 seconds or less and know if you're going to be looking for the buy or the sell, or if you got it cornered, then you're going to wait to see if you're going to get an impulsive break to the upside or downside. So anybody else got anything? I am tired. It's been a very long week for me and my family. And I have to make it to Charlotte in the morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys for helping us, mindset, and giving of yourself time to help us along this journey. And I just want to say really so much I appreciate it.
Real quick.
Thank you.
Can you hear me real quick?
Oh, yes.
I want to say, this is Mr. Kingdom Cash Charles Dyson, just real quick. Wanted to say how important it is to maintain your confidence when you're going through a season, right? If you are on this webinar right now and you're going through a season of struggle when it comes to trading, or you're brand new and it's not coming around, I want you guys to understand that everybody that you're hearing these awesome testimonies from are just a few miles down the road from where you are. And all you got to do is just keep going. That's it. Because one day you'll be giving your testimony. So maintain your confidence. You are not your losses. You are not your losses. You are not defined by the blown account. You're not defined by the struggle. It's all about what you do when you get back up.
That's excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Very true. Confident, focus, discipline. Repeat.
If you look back at Terrell's session from last week, he told us he jumped into iMarkets Live like everyone else, following people and magic potions and strategies and just jumping in when none of us knew anything about market structure, and he blew 3 accounts. And then he was like, something's got to give. And he met Lindor, and Lindor took him under his wing and mentored him. And then he took $2,000 to 6 figures in 7 months, trading 1 or 2 trades a week and being consistent. So I think that's what happened with a lot of us. Forex was new to a lot of us, even though it's been around for decades, centuries. We came into this following other people that it was new to them too. And so it was kind of like the blind leading the blind for a while. And when I saw it and saw the opportunity, and I finally figured out, we're sitting here and we're trading, but we're really not trading. We were gambling at that point. I promised myself to sit my butt down and learn how to trade. And when I figured it out, I'm like, you know what? My first thing was I went back to the people who had came in at first when we were all sort of lost. And I'm like, listen, guys, I cracked the code. Y'all come back. It's different now. And so many people have came back, and they see in the first week, they were like, wow, it's like the blinders are removed. So if you're sitting there and you're trading without starting at the monthly, you're gambling. You're assuming what the market is going to do. You have to start at the monthly and work your way all the way down. And you see, we're entering out the 1 minute. So we're reading the whole freaking chart from the lowest time frame, which is a minute, all the way up to the monthly. So yeah, just be best friends with the market. Once you start marking up charts, my aha moment is when I saw Marios and Terrell talking about we mark up 25 pairs every week. I'm like, you what? And that first time that I marked up 25 pairs, it took me all freaking day. Now I can mark up the whole chart in an hour or less. I mean, once you get them marked up and you got a good clean markup, you just keep following it. But now I used to be afraid to clear my chart. Now I'll clear it quick and mark up the whole thing over again. I'm like, oh, I can mark this up in 30 seconds. Come on, let's go. And so it's just consistency. Once you start, it's like anything else. Once you start marking up charts, it becomes so easy. So easy. Just like if you were learning Spanish or French for the first time, it was crazy to you. And then the next thing you know, you're fluent. So you become fluent in market structure. The markets talk, and we learn to read and translate what they're saying. They speak to us. Every candle, every movement. So If you guys think this is hard, it's really not. Marking up a chart is so easy. The mindset is the hard part. And the fact, I'll say like Terrell, the fact that you're here on a Friday night, the fact that 200 people jumped on a call on a Friday night when other people are out at the club or hanging with their friends or doing anything else, you're here trying to change your life. That in itself shows that you're serious. You're like those elite ball players that were out there practicing when their friends were goofing off, and they made the big leagues and their friends are still back at home playing in the minor leagues. So by showing up on a Friday night, you're crossing over into the major leagues now. This is what serious traders do. And then after you do this for a few months, it becomes easy. It becomes so easy. You'll look back a few months from now and you'll be like, man, marking up charts is so easy. I can't believe I made it so hard on myself. So, but that's all I got to say. It is 1 a.m. I'm here. Got to get some sleep and make a big drive in the morning.
Yes,
anybody
thank you.
else got anything?
I think all minds and hearts are clear and we are ready to have a good markup weekend and be ready for the markets on Monday. For me, Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you for not shaking the keys like the old folks do in church on Sunday when they're ready to go. Yeah, that's how we end it. If all hearts and minds are clear, we're going to call it a night, guys. This will be, I always sleep until my body tells me to wake up. Yep, and then I have to travel to Charlotte when I get checked into my hotel room. If it's through processing, I'll upload it to YouTube. So if you're on my YouTube, it'll give you a notification when it gets up tomorrow. It'll be up at least by tomorrow evening.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Next week, guys. Next week we have Clint Million. Clint Million is next week. Y'all don't want to miss it. And then the week after that, Miss Mahogany and Friends.
Thanks, ladies. Great session.
Thank you. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out and hanging
Awesome
out.
session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.